night, and that's my only impression I have on it. So I don't want it to be based off that completely, but they have had some higher scoring games. They did just beat Marshall too, so I'm going to go with Georgia's to cover this one. Even though I think they're still going to have a really good game overall in Louisiana. Think hold them to a lot, but what is it, 3? So field goal. Yeah, give me Georgia State to cover it.
Sweet. I got Matt going with the Georgia State money line in this. So he's hella confident in the I don't know what Georgia State, the Panthers?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 4. My thoughts on this game. I'm looking at my notes real quick, because Blue Clues. Steve taught me to take notes, so I can find the game. There we go. Check the money on this game. 53% on the money is on Louisiana. I guess they give the benefit of the doubt that if this was a neutral site, it'd be about even. So the home dog gets the 3 points. 100% of the money is on the over in this game. So I'm gonna follow the money, like Dion told me. So we're gonna take the over 63.5. I'm fighting Ryan over here.
Mm-hmm. I'll take those odds. Yeah.
Just sound like that. Is that the ice cream truck?
That sounds like an ice cream truck.
Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, they come down the road. They're late. Ice cream at 6 o'clock.
That's a perfect time for ice cream.
Not for kids. Kids need to be out at like 12 o'clock. Well, I guess they're in school. Well, they're supposed to be in school nowadays. I don't know. Anyway, to be sidetracked, I'm taking the over in this game. I think it's going to be a pretty high scoring game. I feel like, Georgia State, I didn't want to choose against because I chose against Coastal and they bust Coastal's ass. So I'm going to go with the over on this one and just feel the vibes. Right, Jacob?
We're all about vibes over here.
You're all about vibes. Let me show you the shirt, Jacob. We vibes. We vibing today.
I got the captain on today.
Captain Jacob. Well, we're going to our next game, man. One of the highest scoring fairs of the day I'm expecting. We got Minnesota.
Yeah, you skipped Minnesota, Iowa.
Minnesota.
I thought you were joking. Honestly, I thought you were making a joke on.
I know he was on the Penn State one. I was like, "What? You missed the whole line there, man."
I missed. Oh no, yeah, my bad. Teasing you a little bit. I was looking at my other screen. That's what was about throwing me off. Minnesota, Iowa. Iowa's a 3.5-point favorite. Ugly number with over under at 31.5. Money line for Minnesota is plus 150. Jacob, let's lead on this one. What you think of this massive Big Ten West showdown?
Well, it's probably going to be one of those boring ones again, but with our luck, they're going to end up in a shootout. Like, that's just how this is going to go, probably. But Iowa, all season long, has struggled to find offense. Minnesota, not that much better, I don't think. But Iowa is very quietly with a 1 loss. So that is something that has shocked me with their season. But I think Iowa will take this one. And I'm also going to go with the over. I really anticipate just to kind of put up some more points than we're used to with them on this one.
You're gonna be sweating on that one.
Probably. I gotta get ahead. I gotta get ahead somehow.
Games will be 2-3, fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Over 31.
Minnesota has put up 20 points, 30 points, so we might can get there.
All right, Ryan, your thoughts?
Sadly, Minnesota, who I usually like, is just one of the worst teams in the Big Ten right now. Offensively, anyways. They lost Tanner Morgan, so they haven't really been able to find a way to pass the ball as effectively as they have the last few years. And they kind of lost their identity. They've always been a big running team, usually with 2 big backs. And I just haven't seen any running output from Minnesota I'm impressed by. I think Iowa's going to jump all over that. They're such a good defense. I mean, they kept Wisconsin to 6 points last week,
Yeah.
and I just think Iowa's gonna keep them down in the dirt. I expect Iowa to win this solidly, so I'm gonna take Iowa to cover today.
Word. 2.5. Matt has Iowa. I was on. I guess Iowa to cover 2 with this, and I'm gonna go the same boat. I think Minnesota's really banged up, like Ryan said earlier. The defense is actually still pretty decent, but offensively, man, they have no clue what they're trying to figure out.
Yeah, I can't take away anything from Minnesota defensively, but offensively, it's a train wreck right now.
Yeah.
Except the rest of the train hasn't caught up, but still crashing into the site.
I was tipping on taking the under and fighting Jacob, but I was like 31.5, man. I won't be sweating that. My goal, I feel like this would be the game where it'll be like 2 or 3 defensive scores just to get on my damn nerves with it. Could be possible the defense outscores the offenses in this game. I wouldn't be too surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised by that either, honestly.
Yeah.
Minnesota does have a couple of defensive scores this year.
Yeah.
That's one of the few things that's kept them in their games.
So,
they can force takeaways.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a little windy out there in Iowa this weekend. So, unless they're gonna run the ball, then if they get 13, oh my God, everybody's gonna be freaking out. A forward pass, what? Probably the game of the weekend. Big Ten matchup. Finally get to see these top 3 Big Ten teams play each other. This is the first of them. We got number 7 Penn State traveling down to Columbus in the Horseshoe to take on Ohio State. Ohio State is a 4-point favorite in this game. 4-6 is the line with the over/under. Penn State money line is plus 165. Ryan, let's you start us off with this Big Ten East matchup.
I've been saying it since I started doing the show. Penn State, in my opinion, is the best team in the Big Ten. Even though ESPN Power Rankings has Ohio State as the number 1, I'm not buying it. Not buying it. Franklin has just done everything right when Penn State goes down, especially at halftime. They come out, they come swinging. And Ohio State, when they're faced with tough matchups this year, they kind of pitter-patter around till the fourth quarter, and you can't do that against the offense like Penn State's. You just can't do that. You're not going to keep up. So I'm going to take Penn State to cover on this game. Finally get some respect, jump up into the top 5 maybe.
Hell yeah. Jacob, your thoughts?
Well, interesting take from Ryan there. As much as I hate to even start praising Ohio State in any way, shape, or form,
do it.
I think their team is one of those teams that is just gradually going to get better every single game. And Ryan Day has proven that he had a chip on his shoulder a couple weeks ago. And if I know anything from Dabo, a chip on your shoulder is the ultimate motivation. And yes, Penn State has played good football. They've had complete games. Completely shut out Iowa. But I think McCord and Harrison are able to connect up in this game a lot more than we've seen this season. And ultimately, that'll be the factor. So give me Ohio State to cover this.
Harrison's going to be covered by probably one of the first corners drafted in the first round this year. The guy who took over for Joey Porter Jr. on that side of the ball. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a first-round matchup between these two, first-round pick matchup, and Harrison might get shut down.
Oh, no. Kid's a beast.
Mass also on the Ohio State cover of -4. My thoughts on this game. This is probably the next best defense that Ohio State has seen since Notre Dame. And we saw how limited those wide receivers were. Look, the wide receivers can be as good as they are, but if the quarterback can't get them the ball, then what's the point of them? I think that's the question Ohio State's going to face. But this is also the first game Penn State. We really don't know how this team's going to look. I know they play Iowa, which was probably their best win so far. They beat them 30-0, but we know how limited that offense for Iowa is. I'm not saying Ohio State's a juggernaut, but they do have the ability to be explosive. Questions I have with Penn State really is their offensive line. Can this offensive line handle Ohio State's defense in general? Drew Ayler, can this guy actually live up to the hype? 5-star quarterback, kind of like the guy. This is the game you kind of got to win and show you that you actually have arrived. Last year, Penn State lost both these games. The Michigan game wasn't even close. That was once again on the Penn State's offensive line, but the Ohio State game was pretty close. I'm gonna go with Penn State to cover.
What I'm talking about, yeah.
No, James Franklin, if I'm gonna have faith in you, man, this is gonna be the game you have to win. Overall, Penn State, he's been pretty horrible in these big games.
It's time to change that.
He's actually really good against the spread, but he's horrible outright wins, which is, it's like, okay, you can almost get there, but you can't quite finish. You're looking like another Brian Kelly. Prove me wrong this weekend, putting the pressure on it. I'm going to feel your vibes because also, I like Penn State, It's hard to hate Penn State.
Is it?
Well, I mean, you really have no bias towards them. I mean, other than Bobby Bowden was a better coach than Joe Paterno.
Yeah, there you go. Also, stay away from those showers up there and be.
Yeah, stay away from showers now.
Had to go there, didn't we?
This is what they have in the showers out there. Got slipped me in.
The show got canceled.
Yeah. The day Holy City Hot ended.
As sponsored by Vaseline.
Now it's really about to be ended.
The healing jelly. Dermatologist recommended.
Hey, we need a sponsor. Might as well.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
But Vaseline pick of the week.
Vaseline. Slippery when wet.
Who's gonna take it up there the hardest? Presented by Vaseline.
Oh man, these hoes are tight today. Who's gonna? ain't nobody coming through, man. Oh my god, yeah, everybody get canceled. I'm sorry, guys. One more? No, I'm just kidding. I ain't gonna do one more. I'm done. All right, we're gonna move as we talk about America. We're gonna start with one of the Commanders-in-Chief tour, starting with number 22 Air Force Falcons. 10.5-point favorites over the Navy Michigan. 34.5 is the over-under in this game. Navy money line is plus 300. Jacob, we talking about not choosing the service academies. Well, guess what? Here we are.
I know. Now I gotta pick out of two of them.
Two of them.
I don't have an
Maybe
option.
you were there.
I don't have an option to go against them, but I haven't even watched Air Force play all season, so I don't know.
Oh, you missing out, man.
Missing out, bro.
I mean, I'm limited on what I can watch, So,
there's YouTube, bro.
We have YouTube TV, but there's only so many games that I can watch.
Oh no! You at the end of every Saturday, you could watch the highlights from every game broken up.
Key plays. It only takes 5 minutes. You can put that effort in.
Well, I'll be sleeping, but anyway.
You record. They got DVR now. This ain't TiVo days anymore.
I'm gonna go. Air Force did me wrong last week. Out of pure I'm just going to go with them again because that's how my season's going. That's who I'm going with.
All right. Air Force to cover. Go ahead now. Ryan, your thoughts?
I like Air Force to cover, absolutely. But like I said earlier, we're here to win some money. Air Force is going to take Navy to task, which is too bad because I got a soft spot for Navy. I like the way they're coached. I like the way they play. But they don't have personnel this year. Pretty much been one of the most dominant academies in a while, except Army's really taken that title the last 2-3 years. but this year belongs to Air Force. I think they're well coached. They have good personnel. And they do an interesting mix of the triple option and the air raid. You don't know if they're going to hand it off to the fullback and try to blow it through the line, or if they're just going to toss it 40 yards downfield. It makes it really fun to watch their offense. So I'm going to take the over on this.
Oh, man. Might have been premature. He was
I think 34,
I thought it was going too.
I think Air Force's offense 34 points too low. Now Navy might not score a damn thing, but I think Air Force could cover that by themselves in this one.
All right. Well, I guess you and Matt are feeling the same vibes because he's on the over 2, 34.5 for it. Jacob Lemon. I'm getting those vibes. You throwing them vibes my way? From my ancestors reaching out to me. They're telling me, you know what? You're not a mountain boy. We like the ocean. We like to be by the water. Even though I was one of those airmen, I love them to death. To all my airmen out there. Airman Nappy right here for you. But I'm going with Navy.
Oh,
to cover plus 10.5.
Navy to cover.
The vibes, man. I know Air Force is stuff, but when it comes to these academy games, man, it's just a little different. Navy's a little more competitive. I watched a few of their games. They're actually getting away from running that triple option a little bit more. They actually do throw it a lot more than they have ever done probably the past 40, 50 years. Not saying that they're going to put up a 50-point burger, but I think that they keep this game close. I think they're going to come ready in Annapolis. At this point, it's just a rivalry. I still think Air Force is going to win. I just think 10.5 is too big of a line to take on the road. I think this is probably going to be a one-score game, like closer to 7. So I'm going to go with the Navy, the midshipmen, plus 10.5. So I also just want to beat Jacob in the head-to-head again.
Okay, Killmonger, feeling the ancestors there. All right.
Feeling the vibes. All right, we're going to travel to the Pac-12, guys. We got Washington State at Oregon. Number 9, Oregon. Oregon's an 18.5-point favorite in this. Over under is 62.5. Washington State money line is plus 850. Ryan, let's take the lead on this one. We think of this Pac-12 matchup. That looked good.
Yeah, I think this could be good. However, Washington State, they quite haven't looked the same since they had that trip up against Oregon State. As close a game that was, they just looked like the spirit was beat out of them. Oregon, they're going to be looking for revenge against a close game where a lot of people said could have been a contested conclusion based off a couple of flags and maybe some not called flags. I don't know. I think Oregon's coming out for blood. But 18.5, that's a big spread, man. But I'm not here to play it safe. I'm here to play it real. I'm going to take Oregon to cover.
Yeah, let's go. We're here to make money. No. Jacoby, your thoughts on the Ducks and the Cougs?
Yeah, like what I was saying, last week's game, heartbreaking for Oregon. I do think they come out with a lot more tough, like not tough, but they're just going to be pissed off. They're going to want to be back in contention. So blowing out teams from here on out, we know they can blow out teams if they really wanted to. And Washington State they got destroyed last week by Arizona, and that was just a very disappointing overall game for them. And like you said, since they lost that game against Oregon State, they won, but after that game, they just have not been the same team. So give me Oregon to cover this.
That's right.
That's 2 of them. Let's make it 3. I see Matt over here.
Our unanimous pick of the week.
Yeah. Will this be our
Will this be it?
Unanimous game?
Will this be the vibes? Do you feel?
Oh, we're gonna start calling it the vibe. The vibe of the week.
The vibe of the week.
Vibe of the week. Oregon taking it. You know what? I'll join the bandwagon. I wasn't gonna leave it initially, but no, that's all. We're all in support of the Ducks. healing after that heartbreaking loss to Washington. So
I
they're
mean,
gonna
the
take
only
it
reason
out
why they
on
lost
Washington.
that was because of their uniforms. Let's be honest. Their uniforms are horrible.
They wore the wrong ones. They got 110 options. They picked the wrong one.
Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it, man. You know, sometimes you just mess up, and every now and then you just want to try something new. It's like Cam Newton.
But you know what? I think that matchup had a little effect on the Heisman voting this week. Penix, he bounced up. He's been in first place for weeks. He bounced up a few more. Bo Nix has been on his tail a lot this year. Bo Nix bounced out of the top 5 with Oklahoma's quarterback moving into the top 3 of Heisman voting, which surprised me.
Well, if you want to treat the Heisman odds as like a day trader vibes, right now, if you want to buy the dip, it's time to buy the dip on Bo Nix.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's low. I think he'll bounce back up.
He bounced back. I think it's going to be Oregon, Washington again in the Pac-12 championship. And like truthfully, if you was just watching that game objectively and just watching how they were playing, Oregon dominated that second half. It was really just a couple of things, just taking a risk to go for on fourth and down a few times that just didn't work out, and gave Micah Penix a chance. They took it and they ran with it. But the games will be playing Vegas if they meet back in the Pac-12 championship. So that's a neutral field. So I feel like the Ducks have a lot to still play for in the playoff spot as all these teams kind of start playing each other now.
Speaking of Heisman voting, poor Jordan Travis, man. Doesn't matter what he does or what he doesn't do. He just has stayed in 4th place all year. They just move people around him. It's like they forget he exists.
Welcome to having a good quarterback doesn't get the respect.
Just sitting there at number 4 for like 6 straight weeks, man.
Deshaun, Trevor.
I think, Deshaun shouldn't. Lamar should have beat Deshaun, so I actually don't.
Yeah, Lamar should have beat Deshaun.
Right, that's it.
Now, see, if Deshaun had been getting his lucky massages during college, he probably would have won that Heisman twice.
Oh, yeah, dude.
What do you mean he was? I didn't know about it.
DL. They got me thrown off. I completely all about to play. Oh yeah, a second thought in this game too. I was actually leaning taking over in this game. I think Oregon's like going to do a big lead. I think Washington State's probably going to get some late points in, push over. Thinking like this game can easily be like 45-24, roughly. This thought, keep in mind. But we're all on the board. Our first UNT pick today.
Vibe pick of the week.
Vibe pick of the week. I like it. We're going to coin that term. Jacob, your turn to coin.
All right.
Vibe of the week.
See if it's coined already.
We're going to move to the SEC, man. We got a big rivalry matchup. 17 Tennessee Vols taking on the Crimson Tide of Alabama. Alabama is an 8.5-point favorite. Over under in this game is 49. Money line for Tennessee is plus 290. Jacob, what's your thoughts on Dabo's future team?
It's only a matter of time.
I mean, at this point, it might be. I mean, this week's been a rough week in the media with him, but that's still ways out that we got to worry about that. But Bama has found some type of offense. Milroe is getting a little bit better as it progresses. Tennessee's done. The past couple games have been a lot better than when they lost to Florida. But I just don't think Alabama is going to be able to pull away just enough in this game. It is a huge rivalry game. So do Tennessee to cover, but Bama's still going to win.
Okay.
And you got it. Oh shoot, you got it 8.5. I got it at 9.5. But the same. Okay, we're going to go with it. I think it's a better field goal. So.
Yeah, I mean, it opened at 9.5, then has dropped some. But I'll get you an 8.5.
That's fun.
Ryan, your thoughts?
Oof, man, I agree. Alabama's really starting to find themselves again. I think there's an argument that they could Georgia's still number one, but I think there's an argument that Alabama could return to being the best SEC team right now. They just look composed. They look like they're figuring out their kinks in their offense. Their defense has stayed solid all year, except for that Texas game. Ooh, but as he also mentioned, it is a rivalry game. Tennessee did win this game last year, and 8.5 for a rivalry game against two really good SEC teams is a big old obstacle. Like that's hard for me to take. So I'm going back to winning money. I'm going to take the over, taking the over on Alabama and Tennessee. I think it's going to be a high scoring affair, much more than we usually see out of these two against each other. And I'm excited to watch this game. I can't wait to watch this on TV.
Jacob, you said you went with Alabama to cover, right?
No, Tennessee to cover.
Cover? Okay, just want to make sure.
But Bama still wins, but Tennessee's covering.
Sweet. Actually, Matt is fighting Ryan today on the over-under. Matt's going with the under 49. I guess he got it at 40.5. I give him half a point. The under 49. My thoughts, this is a revenge game for Alabama from last year. As you remember, that was a pretty good classic down there in Knoxville. Difference is, though, there's no Bryce Young. You got Joe Milton. But same with Tennessee, there's no Hendon Hooker. You got Joe Milton for Tennessee, right?
You got him back.
Yeah.
Back.
Then,
Yeah. Milrow is in Bama.
I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about Alabama's figuring themselves out. What game are y'all watching? Y'all remember the Arkansas game being 24-21?
Yeah, but Bama's defense let them come back. They just had their way on.
Exactly. Bama's defense let them come out. And guess what's the scoreboard of this team? It's supposed to be Alabama's defense. And you let Arkansas try to come back and shock the world? Man, give me Tennessee to cover.
Go ahead and pick them out right.
I'm damn near close, but I don't know. Tennessee has to get the trust.
You're so confident. Let's just take the money line there.
I'll be tempted, but like you said, I'm here to make money. I'm not that confident in Tennessee on the road. But I don't know, man. I think his offense can open up. I think they can get some there's a team that's gonna get some deep shots on Alabama. It would be Tennessee with the armless quarterback. Can they do it is the question. Can Kool-Aid, strawberry flavor, McKinstry shut down? No fumble. But I felt like the Vols, man. I felt pretty confident that they're gonna give Bama a scare. I'm seeing this game as probably to a field goal, or closer to 7, potentially. So I'm gonna go with you, Jake. So we out here vibing. The vibes. We're gonna stay in the SEC, man. Jacob's second favorite team. We got the Gamecocks going to Columbia, Missouri to take on the Tigers. Missouri's a 7-point favorite in this. Over under 60.5. South Carolina money line is plus 230. Ryan, what's your thoughts on the Gamecocks and Tigers?
I think these two, despite their direct opposite records, are closer in talent than people think. I do give Carolina the benefit in coaching with Beamer over there. That being said, it's a road game. South Carolina's not doing so well on the road, not doing any better at home, but traveling's been a real problem for them, even a bit last year, except for that upset against Tennessee. So I'm unfortunately gonna have to take Missouri on this one. I'm gonna take Missouri to cover. They're at home. They're still charging forward. I think South Carolina's just a little broken spirited after last week. I hope they can overcome it and pull up the upset, but I'm taking Missouri.
All right. Jacob, your thoughts?
South Carolina just is, in my opinion, after last week, I don't think they're recovering much. I think they got 2 more wins left in them. Beamer, he can't really get it figured out. He was frustrated last week against I think it's very subpar Florida team compared to the rest of the league in the SEC. But Missouri, like I said, last week I think I said that they had really shocked me, and Cook had been pretty impressive overall, in my opinion, for quarterback play that we're not really used to coming out of Missouri. But I'm going to go with the other Columbia and Missouri to get a win at home. And yeah.
Are we forgetting about Blaine Gabbert and Drew Lock? I mean, maybe not big deals in the NFL, but man, those were some gunslingers in Missouri.
Yeah,
That's
right.
true. That is true. I forgot Drew Lock was there.
Yeah, man.
I
You
should have known
disrespect
that.
Missouri like that. We staying with Missouri. As you see with the picks. As you see with the picks. Matt is actually going with the South Carolina money line.
Oh shoot! All right.
So we got a little bit of batter out here. He out here thinking the Gamecocks is going to shock the world. They need to get to a bowl game. This will be one of the opportunities for them to get a win. So I can see where
Finally decided to cheer for the superior Carolina team. Oh, good to see. Good to see.
I always said Matt might be a closet Gamecock man. So I don't think Columbia's down the street from Columbia. So they can have that influence on them. I'm actually go with the over in this game. 16.5. I know it looks like a big number, but number zero's defense is probably a little better and stuff. But I think Spencer Rattler can put some points up. I think Shane Beamer's going to scheme some points up in this game. I can see it's going back and forth, easily being 35-30 for it. If I had to lean to choose between, I'd probably lean South Carolina to cover. Actually, too. I think it's a good matchup for them. And I also think desperation. Heartbreaker last week at homecoming against Florida. I think the Gamecocks is going to try to come ready to come play.
Rattler's still doing really well himself. He threw that bad interception at the end of the game, but threw it on his back foot as he was being tackled. So I don't think you give too much to his decision making on that one. Just didn't have the oomph that he needed to get the ball to where he wanted it to go. He's still playing solid quarterback play. Like he's what I think keeps them in the games.
Oh, absolutely. Agreed. Absolutely. We're going to move it to the Big 12. Got Oklahoma State Cowboys taking on the West Virginia Mountaineers. West Virginia is a 3.5-point favorite. Over under in this game is 50.5. Money line for Oklahoma State is plus 145. Jacob, let's take lead on the Mountaineers and the Cowboys. What's your thoughts?
Well, let's see. West Virginia has been very good against.
Matt's not here, so somebody's got to say it.
Yeah, that's where I'm going with that. Yeah, they've been very good against covering, and going against them seems very not smart, even though I picked them last week and then they get blown out, whatever. But but to get back to the football side of it, Gordon with Oklahoma last week went off. What is it? 170 yards or something, 120 yards receiving. And he's on his third straight 100-yard game. I think he's going to have to show up big in this game for Oklahoma State to knock them off. And I think, he's done nothing but just rush the ball all season, really would. So give me Oklahoma State to outright win this game. Going completely against Matthew.
Oh, snap. Okay. I'm loving this, man. We're out here battling today. Ryan, your thoughts?
You know what? I'm probably gonna have to break my promise from earlier this year. I said I would never pick West Virginia this season because I don't believe in them. But there's one thing that sticks out in my mind still, as well as they've come back, about Oklahoma State, and that was that 33-7 loss against Southern Alabama.
Yeah, South Alabama.
It's South Alabama at home in Stillwater. And what does South Alabama do? They did steady, consistent drives, mixing up running the ball and passing the ball. And damn it, West Virginia is so good at that, just keeping you on your toes, never letting you get your favorable defensive matchups. So I think West Virginia is going to play Oklahoma State the exact same way. They're going to pull out the win at home. I'm going to take a West Virginia to cover.
Let's go. Well, you already know if you're going to be a mountaineer, you got to have a wagon. And Matt's going with a fighting Neil Brown today, dog. That'll be -3.5 West Virginia. And look, I remember last week I was watching that game, West Virginia and Houston. And at the exact same time, it was also like I think it was the seventh inning of the Braves game, Braves Phillies, with the bases loaded. And I had to watch that Hail Mary after West Virginia drove and scored, and to watch them, take that painful loss against their former coach in Houston on the last second Hail Mary, which they should have just bat down. Just bat the ball down.
Always bat it down.
Always bat it down.
Unless Mike Thomas is in the vicinity.
I'm going to go with WVU, man. I'm feeling the vibes over there, though. Nate Brown's been doing a hell of a year. People thought he was going to lose his job. Right now he's sitting at 4-2. I feel like they can still get 2 or 3 more wins, get to 6-6, 7-5. For the Mountaineers, man, this is going to be a necessity of a game. Oak State has improved, has recovered somewhat from that South Alabama stomping, but on the road, they're not the same team as they are home. So give me the Mountaineers, man, 3.5. Feeling the vibes. Damn, Jacob, you want to be different. We're going to have 2 vibes.
I mean, no. I'm sticking with it.
There you go. Stay by your guns.
Stay by your guns, man. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, I think Matt joined in last second. Let me get him in there.
It was just because West Virginia was on. That's the only reason.
Yeah, to hop in the WVU, man.
Is Neil Brown radar kicked off?
He's coming
yeah.
through his defense.
I heard Neil Brown's name, and I knew I had to get on this. Hold on. I got to look at the thing. It's hard to see. Did anybody else take Neil Brown?
Me and Ryan.
Damn it, he's going to lose.
Jacob
You guys don't believe in Neil Brown.
Jacob took Oklahoma State.
You guys don't believe.
I'm a false believer.
Yep. All right, so I'm going to run on mine really quick before I get ran over for this football game. Ole Miss, Auburn. Sorry, Nick. I'm going to jump the gun before I cut off.
Go ahead.
Ole Miss, both of them scare me. They both suck. I always pick Ole Miss. They lose. I pick Auburn, and they can't cover. So I'm going to go Ole Miss just because I'm tired of being wrong, and I'll be wrong again. Auburn still doesn't have a quarterback. So going to take Ole Miss.
All right. Ryan, what's your thoughts?
Oh, he said it all, man. You pick Ole Miss, you lose. You pick Auburn, they don't cover. It's agitating as all hell because the same things happened to me this whole season. So I'm gonna take the opposite on him. I'm gonna take Auburn on this one to cover against Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin ain't got nothing in Alabama. That man can't win in that state.
All right. Jake, your thoughts?
I got Ole Miss in this one too. Like Matt said, Auburn's quarterback is questionable. The play is questionable. Kiffin's been on a pretty good roll offensively. I mean, Arkansas last week was the lowest scoring game besides the loss to Bama. So I just think they outpower Auburn.
Before we get into it, is that Matt playing Sandstorm I hear?
Nah, absolutely not. I would refuse to play that stupid song.
I hear Sandstorm, and it's coming from you.
I'm not controlling it.
I think you do. I think somebody's ready to admit how much he likes cocks.
Right after you, bud. Yeah, no, unfortunately, I'm in Williamsburg watching
Damn,
That is unfortunate.
the rich white kids play.
I would say it's definitely not King Street.
Yeah, that.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely. This is the kids that didn't want to go to King Street.
When the rich white kids play, it's never going to be more than 20 points in a game.
Right.
I'll take the over on that. How about that? I know who they're playing.
Ole Miss Auburn game. I'm gonna go with actually over in this game, 55. I think I know Auburn can score, but I think Ole Miss is gonna put up some points. I think Auburn at least get 17 or 20 in the defense. Hopefully. It's not a game about to start. Let's go. We go over to the ACC game of the week. Massive game for the ACC. 16 Duke Blue Devils take on the number 4 Florida State Seminoles. Florida State's a 14.5 point favorite in this game. It's 49.5 is the over under. First game, Duke money line is plus 470. Jacob, what's your thoughts on the ACC game of the week?
Well, is Leonard playing?
Nobody knows.
They don't know. Now it's a game day.
Dang.
Even if he is, that leg injury is going to hurt him.
Yeah.
I'll say
with a healthy
money. Oh, my bad. I'm just interject right quick. I say with the money line still being 14.5, checking the current odds, it's most likely he's not going to play.
Okay. Well, if he was playing, I would have Duke covering this game. But without him, I don't think Duke stands a chance to make this a game like it should have been with him. But give me Florida State to keep rolling, and they'll cover this one. Which I hate to say this.
Say it loud and proud, buddy. Come on.
I've had to pick 2 of the 3 teams I've hated today. I don't like
That's
it.
your fault for hating the wrong team.
Yeah, stop being hated. Join the wagon.
No.
Feel the vibes, man. Feel the vibes.
Here's your vibes right here.
Oh.
I can't
man,
see what Matt's
brings back
doing
memories.
because the gray line is in front of him.
I know. We're blocked off over here.
Ryan, your thoughts? Nose and Dookies.
I think this is the real last matchup Florida State's got till the ACC championship against North Carolina. Yes, and that includes Miami and Florida. I don't think any of them are as good as Duke, even without Riley Leonard. But if he's not playing, Duke's not gonna be as competitive as they want to be, which is too bad. He's a good kid, good quarterback. I like watching him. But Florida State's gonna run away with it hard. And I mean that literally. Benson's going to run for another 100-plus yards, I bet. Trey Coleman, he's going to have probably another 100-yard game too. So Florida State's covering this. Just keep on rolling into that ACC championship.
Yeah. Matt, your thoughts?
Even if Riley was playing, I just don't think he would be able to stay healthy enough to be, the most useful like he is when he uses his legs. If he was healthy, I think Duke would cover. But right now, I just don't think even if he's 60%, that mobility's down. So I'll take Florida State to cover.
I never thought we'd have a UT pick with Florida State on this podcast.
Vibe pick, bro. Vibe pick.
It's a vibe pick. Our second vibe pick of the day. I'm gonna roll with you guys with Florida State too. Even with Leonard playing, I just think that the difference maker that Duke, even though Duke is the number 1 defense in the ACC, even though I think their schedule, if you look at their schedule, they really haven't faced offense that can really threaten. And the best offense they played was probably Clemson, and Clemson still outgained about 500 yards. I think the difference in this game from the Clemson game is that Florida State is you chose Ole Miss?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
I'll fix
Hey,
it for you. Don't worry.
Man, you're gonna watch Nick. He'll be giving y'all losses.
Hey, I started out 4-8 today. Last week it ended 6-8.
4-8 on the 14-yard. I'm still pretty sure I took the under on that Iowa game last week too.
I don't know
Man,
about that
I'm
one.
telling you, you got to watch him, man. He'll give you the wrong stuff, and he'll be like, "Oh, I was wrong."
Yeah, I know y'all talking about.
Stop
Forte
doing it for Frontier.
FSU is going to handle this win. Yeah, that was quick. The game just
That was
started.
real fast, man.
Give me the over on that game real quick.
Yeah, I'll take the over in that game.
If I had to say the over, it would be 50 points, and it's going to be all scored by one team.
Oh, God.
Not the team you're there rooting for.
Absolutely not. No.
No.
No, this team's undefeated. I saw 3 black guys run out, and I know who the receiver was and the running backs were real quick because everybody else is white. Take it how you want, man.
Hey, it's play-by-play analysis by Matt Buchanan.
Listen, man, in farm country down here, I mean, come on now. That's gonna make it obvious.
Hey, bring back an airplane part if you find one. Here we go, guys. We'll keep it moving. Pac-12 matchup. We got the Utah Utes, which I found out is actually like a person. It's not even an animal. It's like a Native American.
Native American. Try.
I guess I wasn't cultured enough. In fairness, I had no ambition to ever go to Utah. They're taking on the Mormons. I mean, I'm not trying to have 6 wives. One wife is expensive. Right, Matt?
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm trying to watch a high school football game and talk to you guys.
It's multitask right there, man. Matt Buchanan, man, above and beyond. That's what we do here. The whole city.
Oh, here we go again.
We got Utes and the Trojans. Trojans are 7 points favorites, coming off a pretty bad loss last week. Over under is 54.5. Money line for Utah is plus 235. I let Matt start off with this one since he's multitasking.
So, like you mentioned, Caleb Williams looked terrible last week. Utah beat them twice last year for the Pac-12 championship. I think Caleb Williams bounces back, and they cover that. Cam Rising is still not scheduled to play. I don't know if he's just going to sit out all year. That'd be my guess, is he's just going to wait and go to the NFL and not play it down right now, because I think we've been waiting on him for about 8 weeks now since that Florida game. So, yeah, give me Southern Cal to bounce back. And, Utah doesn't have much of an offense. Southern Cal doesn't have a defense. So maybe the over's kind of intriguing, but I think Caleb Williams covers that 7.
Well, Jacob.
I don't know who to bet against either one of these teams. Every time I bet with one of them, it goes the opposite way. So, but overall, I think Caleb Williams, he's obviously making demands outside that's got me distracted, I think, probably last week. If he's going to be making those demands, he's got to back it up with play, and I think he does this week as well. So give me USC to cover this one, even though Utah does have a defense. I don't think it's as good as was, but Caleb Williams definitely has to have a bounce-back game if he's talking what he's talking.
All right. And Ryan?
I mean, yeah, Caleb Williams came out. He says if he gets drafted, he wants ability to be part owner of whatever team takes him.
Stupid.
Well, you want that kind of return back from your draft stock. You better really show up after a loss. So, I think Caleb Williams puts everything into it this week. I like Utah, but no Cam Rising, no offense. Matt said it, nail on the head. But I'm going to take the over on this one. I'm going to take the over between these two in the Rose Bowl there.
Yeah, you don't have to have an offense when Southern Cal doesn't have a defense, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That over is a little tempted, man. I was like, God, who's going to score for Utah? Even if
running backs.
I think you could, Nick.
God.
Southern Cal's defense is that bad.
I'll probably be on the safer side and stay with I think Southern Cal is going to at least put 50 on them. I know that Utah defense I think traditionally is good, but I think it's kind of going off hype. They're also not nowhere near as good on the road compared to playing at home, so they don't have that elevation. So I'm gonna go with the Trojans, man. You know what? And my little Wayne once told me with the Trojan, you better wear that latex to avoid that I'm late text. So let's rock it out with Louisiana, baby. Damn, I wish Colorado was playing. Get Matt's favorite team a shot.
Anybody but.
All right, we're going to the final game. Other big ACC game this week. This game is going to be pretty much elimination game for the chance of the ACC title. Both teams need some work, but we got Clemson traveling down to South Florida to take on the Hurricanes. Clemson's a 3-point favorite. 48.5 is over under. Miami's money line's plus 135. To Dabo, he's tired at 1.5%, not supporting the program. So, Jacob, what's your thoughts with them dogs?
Well, Miami has definitely slipped up since the beginning of the season. Kind of not panned out to what I thought they were going to be doing. I thought they'd be a lot higher contention than they are now. But Clemson coming off the bye week is normally a lock, especially after a very, very horrible game against Wake Forest. So give me Clemson to cover this. Caden Riley had a meeting the other day to discuss some things. So hopefully that meeting goes well and we see some of that coming up this week.
All right. How about you, Ryan?
These are two very talented teams that just can't produce, and it's almost aggravating to watch them struggle in games they should. And they both have losses that we didn't expect them to have. Clemson's come across Duke and found themselves on the wrong side. Miami did the same thing against Georgia Tech, the team we all definitely thought they could beat handily. I hope Van Dyke is 100% healthy. I don't think he is. He might even be a late scratch from this game, I think. So I'm going to take the under on this game. Like I said, both teams got a lot of talent. I think that's going to show up, and it's just not going to be an exciting one.
All right, Matt, your thoughts on Tigers?
Yeah, like Ryan kind of mentioned it. I don't know if Tyler Van Dyke's playing today. Mario Cristobal and his lack of giving any information on TVD, being limping, and I think he was on crutches at one point walking around campus. It kind of messes me up a little bit. I think the under was a good play. I had that as a side bet. Sorry. But I'm going to take Clemson to cover just because I don't think they can score enough points to outscore Clemson, as that defense is still solid. And I don't know what TVD is going to do, and if he is healthy or playing, he's still not going to be 100%. I think that takes away and kind of helps Clemson defense, and hopefully Cade can get into a stride, unlike last week when we saw in that Wake Forest game 2 weeks ago. Excuse me. But I'm going to hop off of here, fellas. I'm going to go try to watch this blowout.
How about
All right, fellas.
Go Gamecocks.
I'm gonna hop on the Clemson bandwagon. I think a bye week is needed. I think Miami's just been beat up too the last few weeks. Georgia Tech game, taking the loss last week against North Carolina, especially in that third quarter. I think Clemson's defense is definitely better, even with Van Dyke's in. He has a big arm, but I think his problem is he doesn't see the field well, especially with anticipation. Clemson's also getting one of their best corners back for this game, so I think that's going to just help them on the back end. So give me the Tigers, man. -3. If they want a shot at somehow getting back into the ACC championship, they're gonna have to win out and start in Miami. They're gonna need some help too, obviously, but
A lot of help.
a lot of help. Well, you're gonna need a lot of help. You're gonna need at least Duke to lose 3 games. You're gonna need North Carolina to lose 3 games, or at least 2 games, and beat them head to head. Then you're gonna need Louisville to at least lose 1 more game. So, Florida State ain't about to lose, so I ain't got to mention that.
At least not 2.
Gonna happen. No, not gonna
And
happen.
I have more about that pig game. But that's next week. We're about 2 weeks. We're about this weekend as we take on the Dukies. With that being said, guys, that's a wrap, man.
Before we wrap her up, I've been thinking about my Ole Miss Auburn pick. I like it less and less. I'm gonna take the under on that game.
The under, boo.
I'm gonna take the under on that one.
See, wishy-washy, man. Watch out. Now they're gonna go over,
Right.
which would be good for me. So I hope that's the case. So we're battling on that one now. Not bad. We're gonna be sweating. All right. Do you have any other picks on any other games for the weekend that we didn't cover?
I left my notes in a different room, so I can't come up with anything right now.
I'm looking through right quick. Off the Hizzle.
Go Rutgers, maybe.
Go Rutgers.
Only game I really got on my radar, Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma UCF, man. That's Dylan Gable's playing his old school.
Yeah.
That's about it here. I really have. I guess another interesting matchup would be Texas Houston.
Texas Houston should be interesting.
Be interesting and stuff, but other than that, I'm looking through.
Can UCF get their first Big 12 win? No.
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 Ooh,
Poor Gus Malzahn. He's doing his best.
yeah, I mean, it's a transition year. They're gonna have to get some players up in there.
Well, too bad they keep losing the ones they want to the transfer portal, and
Transfer portal, right?
yeah, and the ones they keep trying to bring in switch over to one of the big 3 schools before signing day. So, Malzahn's gonna have to get creative with something before this recruiting trail ends in a few weeks here.
So, man, get OnlyFans model on campus. Well, you actually heard about that? That happened in UCF?
No.
This happened earlier today. At least someone posted. Professor was watching 3 of his students' OnlyFans.
Oh my god!
In class, and the students got expelled. It wasn't even the professor.
What?
Really?
Yeah, 3 girls. They're all hot too. One was from Ukraine. We support Ukraine on this podcast. But yeah, they're all hot. I'm trying to. I'll tag the article if I can find it in the group chat.
Oh yeah, I need to read that.
But yeah, that's messed up, man. It's 2023, guys. If a woman wants OnlyFans or a man or anybody else, let them have it. They want to show their ass with some clicks. I'm down for it.
Yeah.
With that being said, guys, this is the Holy City High Podcast. Jacob, Ryan, appreciate y'all joining tonight. Let's make this money.
Let's do it.
All right, we awesome.
See ya.
Later,
See ya.
folks.